Welcome to the Choose on Purpose podcast, where we live with intention. This is the podcast that fuels your fire, empowers your journey, and I'm your host, Becky Plautz, a seasoned empowerment portrait photographer with over a decade of experience. In this dynamic space, we dive deep into the heart stories of those who courageously embrace challenges and learn valuable lessons along the way. Join me as we unpack the daily victories and challenges of navigating life with purpose and intention. Subscribe now to ignite your passion and create a life that resonates with your heart's deepest desires. Because together we choose on purpose. Here we grow. Let's explore intentional living, personal growth, and stepping into your purpose. So, today we're diving into the power of taking small but significant steps that align with who you are rather than solely focusing on societal notions of success. And this conversation is coming because I'm looking at a quote that I'm going to share right now from Oprah Winfrey. And it says, "The key to realizing a dream is to focus not on success, but on significance. And then the small steps and little victories along your path will take on greater meaning." So let's talk about infusing meaning into everyday moments and celebrating the importance of celebrating those victories, whether they seem small or not, that on your path you have them, right? Recognizing that. So, with understanding the significance of these small steps, it's it's the way that we get to where we are, from where we are to where we want to be, right? It's about that growth journey. It's about the opportunity to learn from the experiences every single day, whether we know it's happening or not, whether it is intentional or not, it's happening. So why not make it intentional, right? So why not think about how we're going to infuse greater meaning in those steps so that we can see the victories along the way and celebrate ourselves, celebrate those victories in those moments when we could have easily been choosing to not do them, to not show up for them. And we choose on purpose to make that next move, whether it seems small or big. In the moment, they really are equaling the big things because it's momentum. It's a compound effect. And instead of looking at, I want to be successful, right? We need to be thinking about the significance of what success is for us as individuals. So for you, what is success, right? Instead of thinking about society as what they think is successful, the accolades, the material things, right? What does it mean for you? So think about how those small steps in your daily life have equaled where you are right now. I'm sure you can see, those things right now, but what I've done, what I recognize is that when I write them down and I can see where did I have a little victory, right? In my busy, chaotic day-to-day life, if I'm not being conscious of the fact that something good did happen from that seemingly like disastrous moment of the day, I can get hung up on that. So one of the things that I talk about is the capturing the victories in the day. So in the on purpose journal pages that we have, there is a week view. And at the bottom of the week view is the VIP method of capturing and documenting how your day was, being able to recognize those small things throughout the day. So, what is a victory? What is an improvement? And what is your plan for that improvement? And if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, I would love to have that, I need to see that view, message message me, actually email work.onpurpose.withpurpose@gmail.com and let me know that you would love to have the May week views and be able to implement this system for yourself. See at the bottom, there's a VIP. And this is the way that you can capture each day. Where did you see a victory? Where do you see that you could improve? And what is your plan for that improvement? And day by day, you can start to see patterns. You can look back then on the week and see, was there anything consistent about the things that you're celebrating? Are you celebrating showing up in places that, you were feeling resistance to? There could be something to pay attention to with that. If your victory is that you made a call, right? How can you support yourself in a small way to improve, moving from that resistance faster or moving from to a better feeling faster? What are the ways that you can improve that? And then how can you put a plan in place, like sharing it with someone? Feel free to share it with me. I would love to hear from you. What is something that you want to improve and how might you do that? So, thinking about, right, exploring those options for yourself. And the theme this month in the community is experimental wisdom. And it's been really fun to hear the conversations happening around this. But what it comes down to for me is I've been thinking about trust. And when I read this quote from Oprah, you know, focusing on the significance and really recognizing those small steps and little victories on the path, it's really about that greater meaning and understanding that I'm trusting myself along the way. Along this path and this journey, I'm focused on what feels right, but also what I've planned for. And I find those small steps. What's the next thing versus what's the next 15 things? And it helps me really, approach it in a more calm way, a more significant way to understand and be present in the moment of what needs to happen now, what is necessary, right? Instead of needing, let's think about what is necessary to get you from where you are to where you want to be. We need to think about those things and be able to execute it, right? Take action, take a small step, and really be okay with the imperfect action that comes with that, right? Because we don't actually know how it's going to unfold for us. And that's okay. But taking that step, finding those little victories to be able to acknowledge ourselves along the way is where we can build that meaning in our day-to-day lives and the way that we are impacting our world, right? So be mindful of the steps that you're taking and remember that it is a journey, step by step, aligning on where are your values in your vision. How is your values and your vision really driving you to have that meaning and have those small steps to get you there? So let's talk about another strategy for recognizing the victories in the week. Now, another thing that I've done is I do a weekly, I call it weekly digest. And it's that I ask 3 questions every week to be able to take note of where those daily victories were, but as a whole for the week. And it's really easy. It's pretty much the same process, only looking at the week. So, what went well this week? And love quantum physics. That's why it's always starting in the positive. What is the victory, right? We're not saying where can we improve first. We're saying what was good first. Same thing for the week opportunity to learn and explore what we have built knowledge around over this week and doing the things imperfectly. So, what went well in your week? Write those things down. Now, I pull up my calendar on my phone and I just see like what kind of meetings did I have? Did I do how many one on one connects did I do? How many networking events? How many opportunities did I get out in the community? How many things did I do with my family? Right. I'm looking at all of it, my life. And then I'm really paying attention to what went well in these things. What I spent my time on in the week, what went well in that? And then the second part of that is where could I improve? Now, I let myself actually list out all of the things that I feel like I could improve. And we'll just say I'm a bit of a recovering perfectionist. And I let myself write down all the things that I could do that I see that I could improve on, which is a lot. And I do that just to really get it in front of me. And then the third part, and reminder, this is why I said what you could do. This isn't what you're going to do. This is to get you to understand and see what's in your head about how you feel about the work that you've produced. So that then the third question can be, what will you commit to for the week? Now, this could just be one thing. You might have wrote out 20 things that you could do to improve from those victories or, throughout your week. However, the last part of it is, what are you committed to? Maybe you're committed to doing the same thing and testing it again, right? Maybe you're committed to doing one less meeting and one self-care thing instead of one more meeting. Okay. Those are the three questions you can ask yourself to really, you know, get a view of how these small steps and victories can be supporting you in really infusing meaning in those day to day things that you're experiencing. It's so important to build in these rituals or these routines to really practice, how you honor yourself and how you celebrate those things on a regular basis. It's really important. So, how are you able to implement one of these strategies, both of these strategies, your own strategy, and how you'll best start documenting and really making a log, so to say, of like the proof that it's making a difference for you, for the people that you show up to serve, right? It's building momentum and hopefully it's motivating you to get to see the benefits that you're receiving, especially on those days when you don't really appreciate the necessities that need to happen for the next thing to come, right? But it's about progress. It's about progress along the way that you're infusing the meaningful things with action, right? And vice versa. So, taking a small step is where we're going to talk about that. So, how can you take a small step this week? Did you look at how the last week was for you? I want to encourage you, I want to challenge you to do those three questions. Look at your past week. What went well? What could you improve? And what are you committed to? Okay? So, I want to leave you with that because I could go in depth, but I really want to keep it simple to understand that taking one step from what I just shared will really be momentum that can build because you'll start to see more clearly how to support yourself, right? How to get from where you are to where you truly want to be. And it's with that action. So I want to thank you for tuning into the Choose on Purpose podcast. I want to express my gratitude for your commitment to listen through to the end. I really want to give you the opportunity to utilize this PDF. So please email work.onpurpose.withpurpose@gmail.com. And I would love to send you these week views of May and get you rolling on how you can really take these mindful steps to really celebrate your victories and infuse the meaningful progress that you're making even without maybe you even realizing it. So, love yourself, live fearlessly and do all things with purpose. This is the Choose on Purpose podcast. See you next week.